Welcome back to Fight Night at the Felt Forum. We are getting set for our main event. Unbeaten heavyweight Alex Stewart, 18-0 with 18 knockouts, taking on the veteran Eddie Richardson, who was last seen here when he fought Michael Dokes. Earlier this year, he went to the 10th round against Dokes. But Alex Stewart is the story. 18-0, 18 knockouts, up and coming. And they're looking at him very carefully. In the world rankings, Alex Stewart starting to make a name for himself. 24-year-old Alex Stewart, you see the record. 8 first-round knockouts. 5 second-round knockouts. 24-year-old Alex Stewart doesn't compare himself to heavyweight champion Mike Tyson, but it's hard not to make some comparisons. He started his pro career with 18 knockouts. Tyson started with 19. No one has lasted longer than 4 rounds with Stewart, and he's had 8 first-round KOs. And just as they did with Tyson, people constantly criticize the caliber of opponent Stewart has fought. In his last fight against Lorenzo Kennedy, Stewart met an opponent who challenged him and his power. And once again, it was Stewart who won out. Alex Stewart says he's ready for anyone who's put in front of him, whether it's a top 10 opponent or not. Alex Stewart says he's on the rise in the heavyweight division, and he's looking forward to meeting an experienced Eddie Richardson tonight.
Well, I'm quite excited about this matchup. I feel that, yes, he has the experience I need, and yes, he has the qualities what I'm looking for in a fighter. But, of course, I'm there to do a job, and I'm going there to beat him.
How will you be better than you were in your last fight?
Well, my last fight, I think, is mainly that I started off too fast. I was more, should I say, more in a hurry to get rid of the guy. I didn't really settle down. In this case here, I'll be settled down. If it goes 9, 10, or whatever, but I'll be settled down.
Are you still conscious of the knockout record? Is it something that you want to attain in order to get some headlines and get some attention focused your way?
Well, naturally, without this knockout, I mean, my career is like at a standstill. I mean, winning, yes, fine, but for me, I just like to go and get a record, and I mean, it's about time. Somebody has to do it. Why not me?
And Eddie Richardson is the man who will try and stop that knockout record and perhaps stop Alex Stewart. Eddie Richardson is 30 years old, from Dallas, Texas, and fought here at Madison Square Garden's Felt Forum on February the 24th when he took on Michael Dokes. Dokes, as usual, started quickly, but slowed down as Richardson took his best punches and answered back. In the 10th round, they were banging away, punch for punch, but finally it was Richardson who was stopped by Michael Dokes. But a tough opponent is Eddie Richardson, who's 13-11 with 7 knockouts. A man who started his pro career in 1982. Now the quintessential opponent. And he's going to go in against young Alex Stewart. He took everything that Dokes had right until the 10th round, and he gave Dokes quite a battle. And there he is, prepared to meet the up-and-coming Alex Stewart, 24 years old, who is now ranked 10th by the WBA and 18th by the WBC. So he has moved up into the world rankings. Led in by Edwin Virouette, his trainer, Alex Stewart. It's be an interesting test for him against Eddie Richardson, a man with a lot of experience. And the man with the knockout record on his mind, trying to equal the mark of Mike Tyson, who knocked out his first 19 opponents in his career. Our main event coming up here on Fight Night at the Felt Forum. It's brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste. For all you do, this Bud's for you. We are set for the introductions to our main event. Let's go to ring announcer Ed Darian.
From the Big Apple, New York City's fabulous Felt Forum, here at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden Boxing. Bob Goodman, Vice President of Boxing and Matchmaker, and Pat Fleming, Assistant Matchmaker, present Fight Night's main event and is approved by the New York State Athletic Commission. The Honorable Randy Gordon, Chairman. The judges, Victor Suarez, Carol Castellano, and Danny Whalen. Counting for the knockdown seconds, alternate referee Al Lobianco. The timekeeper to bell is Cecilio Pedraja. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 10-round heavyweight bout, referee Arthur Mercanti. And now, my good friends, introducing the principals. First, in the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with the white trim. He tipped in at an even 214 pounds. This young man has 13 wins, 11 losses with 7 knockouts. All the way from Dallas, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome aboard Eddie Richardson. Richardson. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the black trunks with the gold trim. He weighed in at an even 221 pounds. This gentleman is undefeated in 18 pro bouts with 18 straight knockouts. A native of London, England, and now residing in Brooklyn, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Alex, the Destroyer Stewart. Stewart.
10th fight of 1988 for Alex Stewart. For Eddie Richardson, as Arthur Mercanti gives them the final instructions. Eddie Richardson's 4th fight in 1988, his first since May 16th.
Well, you know, with an experienced old guy like Richardson, maybe he needed the rest. He's either going to be a lot worse or a lot better. So we'll see when the bell rings, Sam.
He's been in with a lot of top heavyweights. Tyrell Biggs. Mike Tyson stopped him in 1 round in November of 1985. He fought Quick Tillis, Tony Tucker twice, Razor Ruddock, Orlin Norris. So he's been in
Looks like
some good ones.
Looks like the who's who of the heavyweight division. Who did he miss?
Fought them all. The unfortunate part for Eddie Richardson is that he lost to them all.
He has a brave manager, Sam.
Alex Stewart said in his last fight he got too excited, rushed too much early in the fight. Plans to pace himself a little more in this fight.
Well, I don't know how much pacing he does. He hasn't gone past 4 rounds.
He might have to, by what we saw from Eddie Richardson against Michael Dokes. Richardson was resilient in that fight.
Good snappy jab by Richardson.
Richardson straight up and down, not too much movement.
Looked a little punch shy there, Sam.
Surprised.
Stop holding now. Break. Stop holding, big guy.
Arthur Mercanti, the referee. Got a microphone on him. Stewart missing with a lot with that right hand.
Well, again, we always say set him up with a jab. Try him out with that jab first. Now he's throwing the left hand first.
Break. Let's box. Come on, let's box, fellas.
Good body shots by Stewart.
Let's stop holding now. Come on.
Richardson right now looks like a sleepwalker.
Got in the left hook.
Just what I said, that he came up with a good snappy left hook.
This one's scheduled for 10. Stewart gets in the right hand. Richardson closes.
Stop holding now.
Final seconds of round one. And a very patient and slow beginning for Alex Stewart. Stewart has had 8 first-round knockouts in his career and now goes to round 2. Now this is, look at this. This is a different kind of ring card girl. That's Ray Foley, the publisher of Bartender Magazine. This is a sports fantasy of Len Berman's from NBC. He wants to be a ring card girl or a ring card man or whatever.
Person.
Okay. Nice outfit.
What about his shape?
Ooh.
He's a great shape, too.
Nice shirt. Well, at least he got the round right.
Absolutely.
And there are the real ring card girls. Pamela Sue and Sahara. Ray Foley from Basking Ridge, New Jersey. That's your sports fantasy. Okay. At least they gave him the right card. Can you imagine if he walked in with round 4?
I thought he did very well. He just walked around the ring very gracefully.
Round 2 scheduled for 10. Alex Stewart applies the pressure. Looks like he's ready to pick up the action a little bit. And Eddie Richardson says, oh, yeah? Here you go.
Alex was very inaccurate with that right hand last round, Sam. He must have missed 12, 15 right hands last round. Now he's banging to the body. You don't miss too much when you throw down there.
McCanty's walking in to warn Eddie Richardson.
So far, last round, Arthur McCanty warned Richardson 3 times for holding. Now he's warned him again this round.
Richardson being very cute in there.
Nice combination by Stewart. 3 good body punches and then back up to the head. And they had punches had plenty of snaps, Sam.
Stewart's not being flustered at all. He's very businesslike.
Can't seem to land that right hand, though. Looks like that target's there. It's a nice, big, tall target, but it's never there when the punch comes out.
Looping overhand right. He was watching the Ronaldo Snipes fight. Thought he'd take a punch out of his book. There it is again.
His batting average is about 0 for 17 right now.
Great.
He's very effective when he throws those punches to the body.
Richardson missing. And Stewart's mouthpiece fell out on the inside. He got clipped. Mouthpiece dropped out.
Stop holding now in here, fellas.
Richardson willing to mix it up here in the second round.
Sneaky little uppercut on the inside by Richardson. Stewart is now just overpowering with physical strength. Roughing him up a little bit, and
We'll take a round away from him to keep holding now. Box.
One more warning.
that's
from
5 warnings so far.
And now it's getting serious. Now he's mentioned taking a round away. Stewart bangs away with the right hand. Richardson holding on. Stewart keeps banging away, doing the smart thing, trying to wear Richardson down. End of round 2. Richardson walking out of the corner slowly. Looks older.
He looked like 100 years old getting off that stool, Sam. You know, like, oh my God, I have to go to work another round.
He's the trial horse for the up-and-coming Alex Stewart. Stewart ranked number 10 by the WBA, number 18 by the WBC. 18-0 with 18 knockouts, and this is round 3. Scheduled for 10. I've given Stewart the first 2 rounds. Gil, what about you?
No question about it. Richardson is just offering token opposition.
Stewart Stewart landing the uppercut that seemed to shake up Richardson a little bit. And again, warnings from referee Arthur Mercanti about the stiff arm that Richardson's been putting out there. Richardson got hurt with a punch to the stomach.
To the body.
Richardson holding his stomach. He may not get up. I think he wants to quit.
Going to get up, Sam. This fight's over.
That's it.
Stay there, baby. Stay there.
Well, we mentioned that as long as he punched to the body, he was fine. Just couldn't seem to get the right hand to the head over, but the body punches did it.
A right hand to the body, and Alex Stewart has recorded his 19th consecutive knockout, equaling Mike Tyson's mark at the start of his career. Very impressive start for 24-year-old Alex Stewart. 19-0, 19 knockouts. Eddie Richardson slow to get up.
You know, Sam, you can't look good fighting a guy like Richardson. It's not offering too much opposition. But I did notice tonight that Stewart's hands seem to me to have a lot more snap than they did the last time we saw him.
Some good signs. A lot of patience on his part. Didn't get flustered by the things Richardson did. There's happiness in the corner of Alex Stewart.
Seemed very strong tonight, Sam. Even early in the fight, he threw a couple of body punches that Richardson half blocked, but he moved them back with the punches. Seemed to have a lot of power tonight.
Edwin Virouette, the trainer. Mike Jones, the co-manager.
I'd like to take a look at that flurry that finally ended. Okay, thank you very much. Here we see it. There it is right there, right hand, right in the solar plexus. Richardson never saw it, didn't have a chance to prepare for it, and here it is. That's that solar plexus that they always talk about, Sam. Want me to show you where it is?
Where is it?
It's right over there, Sam. That's the spot. Right
that
there.
hurts.
Yeah, I know, Sam. That's the spot.
No wonder Richardson didn't get up. But I tell you, apart from that punch, but I also didn't see much fight in Richardson. A lot less than when he came in to fight Michael Dokes. That fight, he was competitive. This one, he wasn't at all.
Well, we mentioned he had the long layoff, and I felt he was either going to go one way or the other. He went the other. Just didn't seem to have a thing.
Eddie Richardson is okay, and Darian will give us the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time of this bout, 1 minute and 11 seconds of the third round, and the winner by a knockout for his 19 straight pro win, including 19 straight knockouts, Alex the Destroyer Stewart. And how about a nice round of applause for Eddie Richardson. Maestro, please.
Well, Eddie Richardson will go rest and find some other opponent, some other up-and-coming fighter to be an opponent for. Meanwhile, Alex Stewart continues on the successful road, climbing in the heavyweight division.
What secret do all these people share? Quietly, behind the scenes, through foster parents' plan, each is opening his or her heart to a desperately poor child.
I wanted to do something about that. I wanted to give one youngster overseas a chance at a better life.
19 for Alex Stewart, 19 straight knockouts as he stops Eddie Richardson, working the body. Richardson in close, bang, and that breaks him up, folds him over, puts him down for the count. Alex Stewart is in the ring with Gil Clancy. Watch out for the body shots this time, Gil.
Gee, thanks, Sam. Alex, well, you did it. You tied Mike Tyson's record for consecutive knockouts. But that very important to you?
Yeah, it means the world to my career. I felt like this lifted a whole house off my shoulders. I just wanted to get this over with.
It's not over with yet. You have to get one more to break the record. What about that? The house is still there.
Well, the problem with that now is that I have to beat him, that's all. I'm aiming for it anyway. I'm going to go for it. But now I tied it, it takes off a lot more pressure.
Mike, it seemed to me tonight that Alex showed me a lot more power than he normally shows me. Even early in the fight, he threw one right hand to the body. The guy blocked it, and he moved him back with the punch. He seemed to have a lot of snap in his punches. What about that, Mike?
Gil, throughout the years, you always told me that a fighter should have 2 days of complete... I shouldn't be telling this on national television, Gil. I mean, but you always told me a fighter should have 2 days rest, complete rest before he fights. I tried it with Glenwood. You saw the results with Rondon. Now I did it with Alex, and you saw the results there. So thanks, Gil.
No, I didn't tell you. You read it in Ring Magazine when they did that article. That's what happened. You know, the one thing we were disappointed about tonight, though, Alex and Mike and Jim, is the fact that Richardson just didn't seem to offer much opposition at all. I think maybe in the opening flurry, he just may have felt that Alex was too strong for him. What about that, Jim?
I'm sorry, Gil, I didn't catch your question.
What I said, Richardson offered not too much opposition at all. He just didn't seem to try.
I think he was hurt to the body, early.
That's probably...
Well, I can tell you what I think. I think most probably the body shot took it out of him, and he just knew that he couldn't do anything after the body shot. His legs were gone. It's a matter of time, but he's holding on. He was holding on from the first round. I know that body shot hurt him.
You know, Alex, you kept missing with that right hand, missing with the right hand. But every time you went back to the body, you had a picnic. What did they tell you to forget the right hand to the head?
They told me to go to the body. My Edwin Viret told me that if I stick to the body, he'll crumble, and the head will be there. He was awkward. He was moving around. He didn't want me to hit him on the head. I keep on trying. Every time I did, he grabbed me. So that went to the body.
You know, Richardson just went recently hit 10 rounds with Dokes.
Hey,
where did that put Alex?
We don't care about the promotion now. What I'm anxious to see is the next opponent, see how tough he is, and see if he's going to break the record. Good luck to you for tying the record. Hope to see you back here again soon. And now let's get back to Sam Rosen at ringside.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Gil, and congratulations to Alex Stewart, 19-0, and continues the move up in the heavyweight division. We'll be back with more Fight Night at the Felt Forum in just a moment.